In the opening bidding round, only one person decided to show any cards. Up ladder shows $120,000. Everyone else wanted to keep their hand secret for whatever reasons. That was mainly random in my mind, but it's kind of bad to show off what you're going to do. Now, ladder gets to decide what he wants to do with his turn. And let me look at his cards for us. He's got a small amount of money, some heavy ability to hit people, but only targeted people. His money's not that heavy. I'd say he wants to compete in, say, 2 states max. He's gonna go looking down here. Indiana, Ohio sounds good to me. So he'll take those, place them here. And now the player clockwise in my world, Sledgehammer, gets to play his cards. To give some insight into how I think or something, here's Sledgehammer's hand. He's got a couple of money cards, one of which is pretty good, 90,000. He's got a Scandal that'll cancel and discard the entire hand. He's got a couple good rumors. What he wants to do is he's going to play a card in Indiana to look like he's competing there, a card in Ohio to look like he's competing there, and he's going to hold the rest of the cards. I'll go through the other players in less detail as I make their choices. So the green player played a couple of cards under Ohio, one under Indiana, and played something on top of Sledgehammer's Indiana. When we go to yellow, he looks at his hand and says, I don't think I can win. I don't have a very powerful hand. I'm going to take my 110 money, grab a favorite, and lay some groundwork in California. California is the primary with the most votes. And so he is now out of this primary. He can't come back in even if there's cards to play or whatever. His cards get discarded. But he's got a powerful start in California. Okay, we'll also see that Senator Hart invested in California, and he's now the front runner. You'll see Bell is now the runner up there. Ladder played and decided to play on these. Let me flip over the cards and see what's going on. Let's look at Indiana first, although both are kind of resolved simultaneously. That's no big deal. He didn't play there because he was worried about a card being there. He's got a minus $50,000 rumor and a $40,000 money card. His cards are worthless as well. Let's go here. He's got $100,000 in Indiana. That's pretty potent. This guy has 2 cards. He only put a $20,000 and a squelch rumor. Indiana's going to go, because there's nothing else there, over to Dr. Tom. Let's look at Ohio now, and we'll see what happened here. He played a 0 card, and he played a Scandal. Now this is a powerful card. It cancels and discards all cards from the state except for deadlocks. It means everybody's got to start over in Ohio. But let's see what happens, because there might be a deadlock. Tom's got a rumor, an endorsement, a money card. He spent big on that. He's getting nothing. Well, he didn't really play. And we got Up Ladder. He's got an $80,000 bid. He doesn't get to play. So now, a new round, starting from the same dealer location. So Sledgehammer's got to go first. For Just Ohio goes. Okay, everybody played. Let's start with Sledgehammer. And he had a big $90,000 card in the hole. He also played Rumors on People. This guy's at 50,000 total. And he's at negative 40. Now, one of the reasons, even though these guys had penalties against them, I figured that they were going to probably lose to Sledgehammer no matter what, because he had them outplayed. They still played money cards. There's no other way to discard a card, and they had kind of questionable cards. That 60,000 is not bad, but the 20 was horrible. The 60 is not great, though, so it seemed worth getting rid of at this point in the game. So what do we have? Well, let's see. Green got Indiana, but Sledgehammer got Ohio, which gives him a bandwagon. He'll be drawing an extra card, and he wins the deal. Remember, I go counterclockwise instead of clockwise because I'm stupid. Alright, now I'm going to deal out new hands to everyone. And they just replenish their cards up to 5 cards, except the guy with the bandwagon gets an extra card. And then Sledgehammer gets to choose the next primary, assuming there isn't a Super Tuesday and that's dealt out. Okay, so although Sledgehammer was the dealer, Bell managed to draw a pair of zeros. Now, a pair of zeros is horrible in your hand, so he's declaring a Super Tuesday no matter what. He gets 2 extra cards, and then gets to choose a pair of primaries he wants to run. His cards, he's got one decent set, a Rumor, a Squelch Rumors. He thinks he can win maybe one state with this. He doesn't have the groundwork edge in California, so he doesn't want to call that out. He wants to look for something with good states, but not necessarily great ones. Maybe wants to take second place. I think what he's going to do is choose New York, New Jersey, and we'll look for one of the other kind of smaller ones up here. He'll go for Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, which I believe is in the other set, right? Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, yeah. So that's going to be his set. Now, that's a lot of states. Everybody's going to get 3 more cards, and then Sledgehammer picks one of the 2 to run, and runs it. And he's still the dealer, he still has all those advantages. And then he picks the second one to run, and runs it. Okay. Well, Sledge put the New York, New Jersey primary up first, and let's reveal and see what happens. Let's do New Jersey first and see where that goes. He's canceling all endorsements of all candidates this round there. And he has a total of $40,000. Okay. That's only in this state? That may be all endorsements. Yeah. That's across the board. I hope he didn't play any over in New York. That would have been a mistake. Okay, what do we got here? We got a Squelch Rumor. Somebody else played that on him? Cancel all endorsements of him. Well, that's no biggie. There are no endorsements. So he's got an $80,000 run on New Jersey. This guy, he loses his endorsement. He's got 70. So far, 80's got it. And he played a 0. So the 80 has it. New Jersey's going over to heart. And we keep going on the B round. He's got a $20,000 rumor and a scandal. That means that this one's not going to be won this round, but it could still deadlock. Let's see if anybody played a deadlock. Got some big money loss there, $150,000 and a squelch rumor. Another scandal, same effect. He's gonna hit a big rumor on him. Deadlock. Okay, that means New York goes into the ditch. Nobody gets New York. And now we're gonna go to the Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont primary. And they have whatever cards they have left for that. So 2 of the 3 states, Vermont and New Hampshire, fell fairly easily. But the third one, we had a tie in Maine. And they get to replay. Just the 2 players who were in the lead, Seesaw and Hammer. Seesaw sees this as an advantage, a way to get rid of one of his cheap cards. Maybe he'll win, maybe not. It doesn't really matter. Hammer, his cards are very good. He's not sure he wants to do this, but a state's a state. It's worth votes. The exchange, and of course Hammer wins. And now we look at the state values. He picked up 8, 3 over here for bench, but Hart got 15 for New Jersey. Remember, New York fell into the pit. So bandwagon goes over here to Hart, and everybody tallies their points. So Seesaw picked the next biggest set of, well, the biggest set of 3 that he could pick. Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware. Not quite sure why he chose that set, and he's got some iffy questions about that himself. But let's see what happens. First, Delaware. Let's run through, see what that generates. 60,000. This guy passed. He did not like groundwork. He thinks it's not going to happen, which is really another 60,000. Nothing. And someone 40,000. 50,000. So we're going to have a runoff at the 60,000 for Delaware. That'll happen after we reveal things. Maryland. Let's see. 90,000. Somebody wanted that. Nothing. 70. 160,000. Wow. Yeah, big votes. Uh-oh. All endorsements are canceled on that one? And 50. Okay, let's see. This is an endorsement. And that's it. So 100,000 is still going to take Maryland. And that is per state. It didn't affect things, but so he picks up Maryland. Get rid of some of these cards. And now to the big one, Pennsylvania. Scandal. To be expected. And that's what this guy was counting on, and he just sat on all his cards. He didn't have to play. Another scandal. Whoa. Somebody played a deadlock. That just tosses it in the can. But here's what's Ladder played his favorite son. And he is now the favorite son in Pennsylvania. Now, that means he can't play a favorite son card again. He's out of it. He can only play them on other people to cost theirs. His state failed. He did not get an election. And now here's what's funny. Blue sitting out, figuring he'd count on the scandals or whatever. Well, now he walked away without playing any cards, without any state, without getting any groundwork. Really sucks to be him. I'll run a quick tiebreaker between Bell and Hart. Bell played big at 140,000. Hart, on the other hand, slipped away with just an endorsement. So the state goes over to Bell. And now we look, and Hammer's got the bandwagon back. Pennsylvania is in the undecided set. I'm marking who's winning the bandwagon levels on each of these. That's just actually more of a way of marking off to make sure nobody lays groundwork in a state that's already in a primary that's already been won. Okay, I'm going to send this one up, and it will be Governor Bell's turn.